In every NBA draft class, there always seems to be a few players who aren't one of the top 3 or 4 players taken, but end up becoming studs in the league. What's going on, everybody? It's Jelly J NBA back with another video, and today we are going to be looking at someone in this year's draft who I believe is one of the most intriguing players, and someone who I believe in a few years many fans will look back and wonder why he wasn't selected higher. But before we get into this video, if you guys are new here, consider subscribing. I upload weekly NBA content, and also subscribing and leaving a like on the video is the best way for the video to perform, so I would greatly appreciate if you did so. Now let's get right into it. The player that I'm referring to is Duke wing AJ Griffin. Now, although AJ is expected to be a top 10 to 12 pick in this year's NBA draft, I personally think we are just seeing the tip of the iceberg in terms of the player that he can become at the next level. Before playing under Coach K at Duke, Griffin had endured a rough end to his high school basketball career, which saw significant injuries in both his junior and senior year. Even with these injuries, though, Griffin was still the #1 overall prospect in the state of New York, and was still the #5 overall ranked small forward in the entire nation. Standing at 6'6", weighing around 220 pounds, Griffin has a very similar frame to wing/big guard players in the NBA. Some of the most notable examples here include players like Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, and TJ Warren. As for his offensive game, AJ is a do-it-all type player who gets to his shot creatively using an array of pump fakes, hesitations, and has the ability to stretch out defenses with his knockdown shooting ability. He also can hit open teammates when his name is called as a secondary playmaker. This is something that I believe is very important because many NBA scouts have questioned his ability to do so. This clip right here does a great job of showing his offensive toolbox, so let me break it down for you. Working through the pick and roll action, Griffin gets the switch onto the big man and uses a creative shot fake hesitation to turn the corner. As help arrives from the right, Griffin uses his body to block off the defender behind him, putting up a scoop layup at the rim to get the best look. Now, many fans of teams who are going to be in the lottery and potentially have the chance to pick AJ Griffin will look at his stats from his first season at Duke from a bird's eye view. And let me tell you right now, nothing really jumps off the page when you look at it this way. This is something that should be expected when you play alongside other NBA lottery talent and someone who very well might be the first overall pick in Paolo Banchero. But one thing that has caught the eyes of many NBA teams, fans, and myself is AJ Griffin's three-point shooting ability during his time as a Duke Blue Devil. Over the past couple NBA drafts, it has been a common theme on draft profiles of athletic wing players like AJ that they lack perimeter shooting. Thinking of guys here like Patrick Williams in 2020 and Jonathan Kuminga in 2021. But this isn't necessarily the case for AJ, who took roughly 123s at Duke and knocked down a super impressive 44.7% of them. Now, he will need to work on shooting off the dribble at the next level, but that's the least of my concern for him. As I mentioned earlier, Griffin has this super strong linebacker-like frame that allows him to get to the basket with ease. But what many NBA scouts and myself think is that this strong, agile frame can allow him to become a very good defender at the next level. As a player, Griffin is very disciplined. This is in large part due to his father, who played in the NBA for 10 seasons and is currently serving as an assistant coach on the Toronto Raptors staff. Now, of course, he's not the perfect defender. There are clips out there of AJ, falling asleep on defense at times. But he did make a very noticeable impact, specifically off the ball, which helps to show how he really thinks about the game on this side. Pairing his lifetime experience of the game, thanks to his dad, and his impressive measurables, wink wink, 7-foot wingspan, I personally think AJ has the ability to become impactful on both sides of the floor, similar to the players that I've mentioned like Jimmy Butler and Jaylen Brown. Now listen, guys, don't get me wrong. I've spent the majority of this video praising AJ Griffin on the player that he already is and can potentially become. But there are still so many question marks surrounding the injuries that he suffered in high school, which did eventually trickle on to his first season at Duke. His medical records come draft night will play a huge role into either his rise or fall in the draft. But if he can stay healthy, I think he has a chance to be one of the better players from this draft class. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. Also, let me know your guys' own thoughts on AJ Griffin as a player and where you'd like to see him end up. Also, let me know who you think his best NBA comparison is. As always, I'm Jelly J NBA, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.